legends, pure of heart and awakened by fury. That's what I am.
Alright, what's going on everybody? Super Saiyan Paul here, back at it again. Today we got chapter 83 of Dragon Ball Super's mangas. Spoilers revealed. It's Bardock versus Gas, so the complete summary. So it's pretty much the entire chapter that we're going to expect here coming in the next few days in the fullest context. There may be a few bits and pieces that are missing, but for the most part this is pretty much the entire chapter. So make sure you guys sit back, relax, hit that like button and subscribe, and let's just dive right into it. So we got the previous spoilers that we got, as well as some screenshots for the new ones. But Gas creates a mace to continue attacking Bardock. We saw this in my recent video. Monaito begs Bardock to leave him and Granola to their fate, and Bardock just absolutely refuses. Gas tells him to run away, but the Saiyans don't have that much time left, and Bardock does not let up. So you guys saw in the previous video, Gas attacks him with the mace. Bardock stops it with his arms, but he gets damaged. He grabs the mace, throws Gas away from the area, then tells Monaito and Granola to leave, and he tells him, "This is my battle, you're in the middle." Gas is tired of Bardock's annoying attacks, so he decides to unleash his instincts just a bit. So he doesn't completely Broly out, but it's in that part where you saw in the previous video. It's in that controlled state, so it's like in the middle. Now Monaito goes to his house, takes out the 2 Dragon Balls, and he says although it's forbidden to use them for their own sake, using it for someone else to save from another planet to save them is okay. So Bardock is upset about fighting with Gas because of the fact that he can change his fighting power, and he tells him that his power level doesn't work like that. Gas tells Bardock that he must give up, but Bardock says no. Bardock is happy and able to fight against someone strong, so he's just happy that he's in the fight. He doesn't really care about anything else. And Gas and Bardock are continuing to exchange attacks. So in the distance we see Trombo, the dragon, the Cerealia dragon, summoned by Monaito, and Monaito asks the dragon to send Bardock back to his home planet. So then the dragon contacts Bardock and tells him that he's sending him back to planet Vegeta at the request of Monaito. See, I read these at the same time as Vegito. Bardock doesn't know what's happening or who is talking to him. So what happens here is Bardock is going to refuse the wish. As he refuses the wish, he says, "We as Saiyans don't run away from our battles or our enemies, even if we're gonna die." So Bardock and Gas continue to fight. Monaito speaks telepathically with Bardock and asks him to leave the planet because Bardock can help others as he has done with him. Bardock refuses again. He says he's not leaving until he defeats Gas. Monaito then asks Bardock if he has another wish, since he wants to help him no matter what. Bardock wonders if Monaito's gonna wish on a shooting star or something, because he hasn't seen the dragon Trombo or anything like that yet. And he says, "Well, yeah, I made my sons grow up well. I wish them well." So that's what he made of that. And Elec, Maki, and Oil are watching the explosions from the fight between Bardock and Gas. Suddenly they see a light in the distance that goes up to the sky, then splits into 2. So that's the Dragon Balls flying off, looking like, I guess you would say, a shooting star. They wonder what that is. Since the light appears in the area of the Namekian's houses, Oil makes a wish. Maki tells him that's not a shooting star. Elec tells him not to worry about that and go for Frieza's ship, since it won't take long for it to arrive. Monaito looks at the sky while the Dragon Ball leaves. He then looks at Granola, who's asleep. He says wishes should be used to give hope to the future. Selfish wishes only bring ruin. I almost made a big mistake. Now I must focus on protecting that hope. So then they go back to the fight with Gas and Bardock again. They're exchanging some ki blasts. Bardock's defending himself, but he falls to the ground very tired. Gas actually does an iconic moment here, and I can't wait to see this in the panel and animated, but he approaches him, grabs him by the tail, shakes Bardock, and finally rips his tail off by force. So he just got completely demasculated. He got his tail ripped off and tells him, "You can no longer transform into a giant ape." He creates a spear with his powers and throws it at Bardock. Monaito gets in the way, and the spear goes through Monaito's shoulder. So you can see Bardock is getting his ass beat, and it's getting to that point where both of these guys are just down. Gas is on the tear here, and he says, Monaito tells him, "I'm sorry about what I did before. I've decided that I must protect Granola by myself." And what happens here is Gas goes complete Broly mode, so he unleashes his instincts to 100% into that big, what Alex calls the Gaga form, and then Gas ends up attacking both of them violently. Monaito crashes into some rocks, and then Gas grabs Bardock by the neck and tells him that he can no longer has the Namekian to protect him, and he also tells Bardock that he will find the kid, Granola, and kill him. So he's making final threats after completely beating the crap out of him. Bardock laughs at this and tells Gas that he shouldn't decide things without counting on the others. He won't die until he defeats Gas. So he's still laughing in the face of death. Even though he got his tail ripped off, he's getting absolutely beaten down. Everybody in front of him is getting beaten down. He's still laughing at it. So Bardock creates a large ki blast in his hand and makes it explode. Gas lets go of Bardock and starts attacking Gas repeatedly. So it seems that Bardock has regained some strength. Gas asks Bardock why he keeps fighting if he can't win. If he does this to repair his sins. Bardock says no. Gas asks Bardock why he keeps fighting. Are you doing this for revenge? Bardock says no. He gets more furious and he asks him for an answer, and then he keeps attacking Bardock. Bardock says, of course, that's obvious, but when you're in a fight to the death, what kind of idiot thinks about anything but winning? An aura covers Bardock's body, and then he suddenly stops Gas's punch easily. Then Bardock punches Gas really hard in the stomach, and what we notice is that he says, the only reason I fight is to see if I can beat the other bastard standing against me. That's all I care about. And then Gas wonders what's going on. How is it possible that Bardock has become stronger if the Saiyans have no other way to do it than transforming into the giant apes? So he's tapped into some serious Saiyan power here that's still not really explained. And we're not sure if this is at all for the dragon, because he kind of basically told the dragon to F off. So Bardock says, perhaps you don't know, when we push past our limits, we often evolve. We Saiyans. So he evolved into something here, and then Gas keeps attacking. Bardock keeps attacking Gas. Elec watches the fight from a distance. Bardock charges a ki blast in his hand. This will be his final attack. He throws it at Gas, who fully takes the attack. Gas falls to the ground unconsciously, and then he returns to his normal form, kind of like in the Budokai games when you slap somebody down and they transform. That was one of the best things ever. Slapping a Super Saiyan 4 into, I think it was like a Kid Goku, was epic. Bardock also falls to the ground exhausted. Elec, his brother, approaches him and says he should train more. As Elec is about to pick up Gas and leaves, he sees Bardock is still alive on the floor over there. Bardock asks Elec if they're Frieza's allies. Elec laughs and asks Bardock if he knows what Frieza has in mind. And then he laughs at him again. He says, you Saiyans are lucky. A meteor could fall near your heads. And Bardock has no idea what he's talking about. Elec tells Bardock now that he's heard of it, he must die. So he shoots Bardock with a gun. The shot goes through Bardock's arm and he falls off into a cliff, into a forest. So Elec says he's about to go finish Bardock off, but Maki calls him, tells him that Frieza's ship has arrived. So Elec just shoots the area where Bardock has fallen non-stop, and knowing that's probably going to kill him, leaves with Gas. Since Bardock was so badly injured, he's going to end up dying if Elec didn't kill him now anyway. So Monaito arrives to where Bardock is, and he starts to heal him, even though he's also injured from that spear, and both of them and Granola have survived, and he says, you've won, Bardock. In the last panel, we see that Bardock's scouter turns off because it's a sign that Elec has gone so far that the scouter can no longer detect them. So Bardock fought to the very last hit. He was about to die, and that's how he ended up taking out Gas. And as you can see, like, there was a lot of foreshadowing here, him wishing his sons a farewell, basically, or just well wishes into the future, and also the foreshadowing of a meteor falling on their heads and him laughing at that. So it's a lot of Bardock's character building in Chapter 83, and it's a lot of mixing of Bardock, the father of Goku movie, plus what we've seen in Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Minus, and all these other good elements in making Bardock into more of a redeemable father. So they redeemed Broly and Bardock in the sense of that when they brought them to Super, they made them much, much more well-written, and it's pretty badass. Now, I want to see if there's any more explanation as to what the hell is this Super Saiyan power-up that they're talking. Not the Super Saiyan power-up, I mean, like, something like that. Like, there's a Saiyan power up here where he goes super, but it's not, his hair didn't change or anything like that, but the guy got so much energy just because his will to not stop fighting was that insane. So hopefully we get to see this animated, or I mean, in the manga, you know, we get to see the manga panel of how this is actually happening, panel by panel. And I can't wait to see when this is animated, because I kind of just got a glimpse of it in my head piecing this fight together. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you guys rate this chapter? It was pretty much entirely, if there's nothing else besides of this, if this is the last panel that Bardock Scouter is turning off, so this was probably the entire thing anyway. What would you guys rate this out of 10? For me, I'll give this a 9. I actually really like this. there was just certain parts about the wish, I guess, was like kind of off-putting, and how they're gonna explain this power-up is what's also off-putting. But I like what they did with Bardock's character especially, and even Gas at this moment too. This really shows that Gas was pretty strong. Elect with the combination of Frieza and tying it all together once again. Like, I really like when they bring things all the way back to that time period. That's what they did with the Broly movie. It was good, and they brought it back here, and that vibe of like knowing that past of the Saiyans, it fleshes out everybody. When you flesh out the Saiyan past through the fathers, something about that makes the present so much better. But that's just me, so I'll give this one 9 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll be reading them. And yeah, this has been chapter 83. Can't wait to see some chapter 84 spoilers soon, but like I said, I can't wait till this is animated. Catch you guys next time. All right, peace.